Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Tahita with Beauty and the Kinks. As you can tell by the title, I am doing I guess a hair tip video, which is weird for me because I'm still learning about my hair and how to care for my hair. And sorry if you hear little footsteps in the background, it's my puppy running around. Anyways, so due to my length check video, I've gotten tons of questions about my hair care regimen and how I got my hair so long. If you haven't seen it, I will link it in an iCard above for you guys. But my hair is past bra strap length now. I have been a natural for quite some time, but it's taken me a while to learn what really works for my hair. So I'm gonna share some of the things that I learned as I transitioned into being where I am today. So first off, my hair texture is, I believe it's like between 3C and 4A. Now, I will say this, it took me a while to learn my hair. And what I've learned is that everybody's hair type is not the same. These tips that I'm giving you guys today might not work for your hair as well as it worked for mine, or it might even work better than some of these tips have worked for me. But yeah, so I am gonna jump right into it. I am gonna start with number 1. Limit heat on your hair. This was my biggest mistake when I first transitioned into becoming a natural. I went about my normal routine as if my hair was relaxed, and I kept straightening my hair. I would straighten my hair, add my clip-ins. Even when I cut my ends, my straight ends off, I was straightening my hair. I had a weave, so I had my leave out and I was straightening my hair. That stunted the growth of my hair because heat is very drying, and the drier your hair is, the more prone it is to break. And I had breakage, and so if my hair is breaking while it's growing, it's gonna stay at the length that it is, or it's gonna get shorter. So limit heat on your hair. All right, the next tip that I have for you guys is avoid shampoo. I did not know this for quite some time because when I first transitioned into being a natural, there wasn't all these tips and great advice from, you know, different people on blogs, and even here on YouTube, there wasn't much advice. So I learned later on that shampoo, especially shampoo with sulfate, is bad for your hair. It dries out your hair. There's a theme that's gonna go on in this video, and it's avoid dry hair. Shampoo is one of them. So for me personally, I do shampoo every so often because I have dandruff. I did try a natural remedy for my dandruff, but I think I need to use that natural remedy in combination with just a dandruff shampoo. I might even have to go to medicated shampoo because my dandruff is really, really bad. But going back to the point, you should not shampoo every day or every week. You should try to limit shampoo because shampoo can strip your hair, and of course stripping your hair just means taking out the moisture. Lack of moisture leads to dryness, and you get where I'm going with this. All right, so avoid shampoo. The third tip that I have is restoring moisture to your hair. It's deep conditioning. Make sure that you are deep conditioning your hair at least, if not once a week, once every 2 weeks. Just on a daily basis, your hair is going to lose its moisture. Our natural hair texture, guys, it's naturally dry. It doesn't retain as much oil as other hair textures do. So the coarser your hair is, the more dry or more prone to be dry that it's going to be. So definitely try to deep condition I say at least once every 2 weeks. Now you don't have to go out and get the fancy, most expensive deep conditioning treatment at your, local beauty supply or at a store or anything like that. You can actually come up with your own deep conditioning, a lot of natural hair oils. You can do a hot oil treatment. There's so many different things that you can research and do to deep condition or to use for deep conditioner. Number 4 for me is trimming your ends. This is such a tough topic when it comes to us natural hair women, because you either love it and don't care, or you're like, ain't nobody putting no scissors in my hair. So for me, I was very much in between, and I'll be honest with you guys, the last time I went to a hairstylist was when I chopped the straight ends off of my hair, and my hair was chopped into a bob. I initially wanted just a trim, and the hairstylist was like, "Do you want me to just chop off your straight ends?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I went from having, you know, past shoulder length hair to a bob. And it was devastating, but it was good for me. And that's really all that matters. Do what's good for your hair. Now, I'm not saying you got to go chop off your hair every time. I honestly just take off my dead ends. Chopping off your dead ends helps with the management of your hair because it's easier to detangle just healthy hair. But if you have that expired hair just holding on, the breakage, the knots, it's just more difficult to deal with. So I say trim your hair every so often. This is something that is kind of your call. If you think your hair needs a trim, go get it. If you don't think your hair needs a trim, then you don't have to chop it off. For me, I think I trim my hair at least 3 times a year, but I do it myself. I do not go to a hairstylist. I just trim it myself. Now let's move on to the next tip, which is gentle detangling. Dealing with my thick hair has been a struggle. It was a challenge when I first had to deal with my full head of hair in its natural texture, and I would rake and rake and rake with these paddle brushes, pulling my hair, damaging my hair, and it showed. It still shows, actually. I have some kind, you know, some breakage on the top of my head, at the crown of my head, because of not detangling gently. Now, I did kind of come up with a method of detangling which really works for me. And basically it's just saturating my hair with natural oil. My combination that I use is olive oil and coconut oil. I kind of warm it up, saturate my hair, finger detangle. Then I use a shampoo, sorry, excuse me. I use a conditioner, and I make sure the conditioner is known for its slip, and I kind of just then go in and saturate my hair with that, continue to detangle, and then I take either a shower comb or a wide tooth comb in the shower and use the comb to further detangle. And that to me seems to be the easiest way to detangle, and it's a lot more gentle than just going in with a paddle brush on wet hair. That's another thing too. Never detangle with a comb or a brush on dry hair. It's not going to be pretty. You're going to have a lot of shedding and a lot of breakage. So definitely make sure that your hair is moist, damp, or wet when you're trying to detangle. All right, so the next tip I have is sleeping with a satin cap or bonnet and or on a satin pillowcase. So I actually do both. I have a bonnet that I wear sometimes if I'm not wearing a scarf, and I also have a satin pillowcase just in case it's one of those days where I'm not about to retwist my hair. I don't even feel like, you know, fully putting my hair in a pineapple or wrapping it. I'm just gonna throw it in a ponytail. It's good to have the satin pillow or the satin pillowcase right there, not to worry about it. The reason for this is so that you can retain moisture in your hair as you sleep. Now, your typical pillowcase is probably some combination of cotton and something, if not just fully cotton, and that can be drying on your hair. So that's why I suggest using a satin bonnet or a satin pillowcase. All right, the next one is protective styling. This tip is something that I learned maybe 2 years ago, and I have been rocking it ever since. If you guys have been rocking with me since my first video, you know my first video was on a wig, and that was my first time, you know, using a protective style, because typically I would still just, even if I had a braid, typically even if I had braids or a twist in, I would unravel them and have my hair exposed to the elements on a day-to-day basis. So of course, braids, twists, wigs, as I said, weaves, all of these are protective styling. You're basically protecting your hair from the natural elements outside. So this definitely helps. Let your hair breathe. Although protective styling is great because you're not manipulating your hair every day, you're not exposing your hair. If you keep your hair just under something or in braids for a long time, or constantly putting braids in, you're gonna damage your hair. Your hair is gonna grow weak. A lot of you guys probably already know that you lose your edges depending on how much you braid your hair, depending on how you're, you know, using your protective style. If you're using a wig with glue, you got to be careful. So I suggest that you allow your hair to breathe. I typically do most of my protective styling in the fall, winter months when it's getting cooler outside here in Chicago. But yeah, so I have like majority of the year, or the rest of the year, to let my hair breathe. All right, my next tip is using or utilizing natural hair oils, and making sure that you're reading the ingredients on the products that you do use. I never paid attention to the products that I use. A lot of these products could have alcohol and damaging chemicals that can just do your hair more harm than good. So I have learned to incorporate natural oils. I told you my favorite mixture is olive oil and coconut oil. For some reason, my hair just loves that. And I make sure that I'm reading products. I look up reviews on products that I, you know, anticipate buying. All right, so the next and last tip that I have for you guys is having a healthy lifestyle. I'm talking about your exercise, your diet, making sure that you're drinking lots of water. Your body needs to be healthy for you to have healthy hair. Definitely make sure that you monitor what you eat, what you know, put in your body, and make sure you're exercising and just get your blood flowing. All of that helps with your hair. So that, I believe sums it up. Yeah. I don't really think I have anything else to share with you guys. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed all the tips that I've given you. Of course, if you have any questions, definitely leave them down below in the comment section for me. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you guys to be a part of my Beauty and the Kinks family, and I wouldn't want you guys to miss any of my future videos, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, all my social media platforms are listed down below, as well as my website, beautyandthekinks.com. There you can find my entire journey, all right? Until next video, bye guys.